Hi friends, this is Dr. Vikas Singhal, and today we are going to discuss a very hot topic, very burning topic, a day-to-day topic. One or the other person, everybody is in stress, tanav. Basically, what is stress? First of all, we should go by the definition itself. What is stress? How does it creates? And what are the different measures to control stress? How to cope up with the stress? We'll discuss all these things very shortly. So, my friends, coming to the definition of stress, what is a stress? First of all, stress is our normal reaction. Normal reaction. Here I am specifying normal. This is a normal reaction to the demands of life. Whatever we expect from life, whatever life demands from us, this creates a normal reaction that is called as stress. So, my friends, stress, the word is not so important, but the basic meaning is normal reaction to the demands of life. First thing. Now, coming to the different types of personalities, how this stress develops. Here I have written it in green color. If a person is skillful, he may have less stress. If suppose a person is have to go for a lecture on a dais, and he is skillful enough, he is having very good sound knowledge of all the subject being discussed, then he or she feel less stress. But if your skill is not enough, then you will feel stress. And what exactly happens during examination? The kids who are the children who are not good in studies, they have lot of stress. Now, second point, personality. A person who is extrovert will have less stress in comparison to introvert. Are you getting my point? If a person is extrovert in nature, he is having lot of confidence, he is having good morale, then he will not experience a stress. Rather, if he has to take some stress, that will be very low, not too much. But in introverted personalities, where lack of confidence may be there just because of introversion, not discussing the different reactions of the body with someone having introverted nature. Most of these patients shuns light. They never go to daylight especially. So, my friends, personality. If person is of extrovert nature, less stress. Person is of introvert nature, more stress. So, be extrovert. First of all, have confidence, discuss all the things, be talkative, be knowledgeable. That's it. And now coming to trait anxiety. This is a very important point to cope up with stress also. This trait anxiety, what actually this mean is, I am writing a special word. Maybe you might have heard this term earlier also. This is called as self-talk. This is the cassette being run inside our mind. Trait anxiety. Trait means inborn. What I am speaking inside with my mind, with inside my thoughts, that expresses the stress, may or may not be. So, the next point, very important, self-talk. Self-talk This is called as the treat anxiety. So if I will speak positive all the time, if I am able to boost myself on my own, then this self-talk will be positive, and this will create a normal reaction and stress will be very low. Now, how to deal stress? How to deal stress? There are 3 approaches for this. First of all, you might have heard about this SWOT analysis. This is mostly performed by psychologists in their routine clinical practices. And homeopathic during our homeopathic case taking, being holistic and individualistic in nature, in homeopathic case taking, we make all these efforts during our case takings. We would like to know the strength of the patient. We would like to know the weaknesses of the patient, as well as opportunities to the patient. What types of opportunities did he get in the life, and what was his reaction, and threats or phobias. If he is having fear of height, fear of water, fear of darkness, or anything. So this is a SWOT analysis. S stands for strength, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. So threats and phobias, opportunities, weakness, and strength. This analysis should be there if we are treating a case of depression which was just because of overstress. So we'll have to have complete analysis. Now coming to the 3 approaches while treating a case of overstress. First thing is action. This action part is very, very important. We have to change our actions. For example, if a patient comes to us and he says that I'm not able to cope up with my family, I'm not able to bear all the expenses or this thing and that thing, and I am having stress. What are the different signs and symptoms he may experience? I am having cold, sweaty hands, and anxiety is there, panic attacks may be there may be heartburn, and there may be sudden loss of weight also. There may be dysrhythmia, especially in sleep. He may feel sleepy or he may not feel sleepy. Sleeplessness may be there. So if that type of person comes to us, then we will advise as per particular case taking form is there. We'll analyze and tell him how to plan. First of all, he can change the plans. He can prioritize. There are certain things which can be done 2 days after 2 days. Then there are certain things which should be done today itself. So my friends, you will have to plan accordingly that what is important for today and what is important for the next day. And you will have to set the boundaries. And you will have to set the time. If you have to go somewhere exactly on 6 p.m., then you should be ready before 5 p.m. Because you should calculate inside your mind that how much time will it take to go there, and suppose you are going to expend around 40 minutes, then you should be ready at least 1 hour before that. So this is a very normal common sense. So it develops, and we most of the time emotional approach also works. We try to convey the patient that he should inside make a self-talk. He should inside make a very good self-talk inside the brain, and very emotional inside. This approach normally works. And third, very common acceptance theory. Most common approach is acceptance of the situations. जो जैसा है वैसा ही रहेगा. The things will be like that. We will have to just accept it. These things are not going to change. Then if we have already accepted all the things of the stress which are creating stress in our life, then it will be very easy to cope up with stress. So acceptance. 3, action oriented approach, emotions oriented approach, as well as acceptance oriented approach. Now coming to the adversity, belief and the consequences. This is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. This is the situation. Adversity may be the situation. For example, if a patient is having financial crisis, he is having sudden shock or loss of his some dear one, then that is a shock, situational stress. But it will not going to create. It is not going to create a liver failure after that. Consequences may be of anything can happen, but this is very very important. Belief. What I felt after that adversity. If patient comes to us, जैसा मैंने बताया, he or she have financial loss, sudden financial loss, then this is an adverse situation. But what is the belief system? No problem, I will cope up. No problem, I will come up. This is the positive attitude. But with negative attitude, this belief system, whole belief system changes inside the body, and the immune defense mechanism of the body overreacts. That's why consequences may be some disease condition. Maybe patient may experience different type of symptoms just because of that. So my friends, this is a very short summary about stress, how to deal with stress. And in homeopathy is totally different in two ways. First thing, we believe in the part, we don't believe in the parts, that nose is sick, this kidney is sick, or this abscess is there inside the leg, or osteomyelitis is only of the bone. This is first, this whole organism is connected. So holistic and individualistic, these are two main pillars of homeopathy, because every individual is different from other. My friends, in homeopathy there are a number of remedies, number of very beautiful remedies, like mineral remedies, netramure, aurum metallicum, zincum metallicum, and some plant remedies like pulsatilla. Very beautiful remedies for stress. Ignatia, very sudden acute stress, can be dealt with it very easily. Again, you will have to contact your nearby homeopathic qualified homeopathic practitioner for this. And my friends, because we conclude with the totalistic approach, we conclude with the totality of symptoms of the patient. Either in case of stress, we take the complete case history, we try to understand and analyze the patient as what is the subtle cause inside his problem. So the moment we are able to identify that particular subtle cause inside, that is creating this rhythmia of his internal harmony, internal equilibrium, that is imbalanced, then we can prescribe homeopathic medicines to rectify them. So my friends, this was a very short summary, and in our next session we will discuss how to cope up with stress, different techniques to cope up with stress, just like exercise, sleep, and so many things. So we will discuss in the next session. Thank you very much.